All right, hockey fans, here we go. Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals, which should be less stressful for me than the Eastern Conference Final, Game 3 last night. So, can Skinner continue to play well? Now, I know the series is tied, but now we switch back to Edmonton. And as much as I thought at the beginning of this series, that Dallas was going to really take it to Edmonton, Edmonton finds themselves in a position where, if they win both games, they got a 3-1 series lead. They have a stranglehold on the thing. So now the pressure is back on Dallas. Now, Dallas usually should be expected to perform well under the pressure considering, the teams that they've beat, Vegas and Colorado. So I think this is up to Skinner, right? I think Edmonton has proven that they can play with Dallas. Can Skinner continue to match Ottinger? I think that's where this is going to be. What do I think we're going to see on the ice tonight? I think you'll see Edmonton come out, own those first 5-10 minutes. I would expect that anyway, for them to come out flying around, especially McDavid and Draisaitl, maybe popping a couple of goals. If they come out and dominate the first 10 minutes but don't get anything past Ottinger, it could be a bad sign. Dallas knows how to win on the road. They've been there, done that. Edmonton made it a couple years ago to the finals, but again, that was not with was not with Skinner. All right, nice, easy, stress-free hockey for me. I had enough stress last night with my Panthers versus the Rangers. I just heard thunder outside and lightning. Hopefully we have power the entire game. Let's move on to the first and get going. All right, so it's 2-0 Edmonton after 1. What'd I tell you? 2 goals in the first 10 minutes. Watching this, I think Edmonton might win. This series. Dallas is, I'm not saying they haven't shown up, but they're kind of not. There are multiple people that we've been talking to on the streams. I think Dallas is just gassed from Vegas and Colorado. They just don't look like their normal selves. They look like about 75% of their normal selves. But Edmonton's got the speed, obviously, but Dallas is just letting them come into the zone and just backing up, which is a terrible idea against this team, by the way. All right, let's move on to the second period. Well, all tied at 3 after 2. This is a really good game. This must be what it was like for everybody else who wasn't Panther and Ranger fans last night. Now I understand. For the rest of you, it's just fun hockey while I'm dying. So, Dallas comes out and absolutely dominates the first part of that period. Gets a three goals in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. And then right here towards the end, Edmonton ties it up with just a bad giveaway by the defenseman Harley. Ottinger moved the puck to him, and Harley looking like Ekblad out there giving the puck away. And then right here at the end, Hyman cross-checks Marchment, who's back there. Marchment is backing up, and Hyman cross-checks him. Obvious, stupid thing to do. And they take Marchment off the ice too. 2 minutes for embellishment, which just stupid call. All right, it was a clear cross check. There was no embellishment needed to sell that. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. They're 4-on-4. All right, so we've been having a lot of overtime lately. I have a feeling that's where we're headed. So Dallas wins it 5-3. Edmonton fans. So remember way back after the first period where I talked about how I thought Edmonton would they're gonna win this series. And then so that's my bad. I have a bad habit of doing things like that. The entire length of this channel this is my 8th season. When I bitch about something, then something good happens. But when I praise a team or a player in the middle of the game, or even post game, a lot of bad things will happen. The very first NHL video I did, because we're a Panthers channel, the very first NHL video I did was the Capitals and Vegas Knights. Yeah. And so Vegas won game one, and I came in here and I said, I don't think Washington can win a game. I don't see how Washington can beat them. Yeah. So there's that. So Dallas and Edmonton did the exact same thing, just with a lot less stress that the Panthers and Rangers did. Edmonton won game one on the road, and now Dallas has won 2 straight. And the Panthers won game one on the road, and now the Rangers have won 2 straight, which leads me to believe that after the game 7s, it will be a Florida Edmonton Stanley Cup final. I'll take it. Don't. If you're a Ranger fan, just let me have that. Okay, I've had a long day. It's rough right now. Let me have my hopes. Okay, let me have my hopes and dreams. Skinner, man, I hate this. I hate this for Edmonton because you know they did try to kind of get Olmark, and Olmark was like, "Yeah, screw you guys. I don't want to get traded to Edmonton." And I think if he was on this team right now, the results might be a little bit different. Not that the goals were terrible, but the one short side, that goal, that can't happen. Which, by the way, Jason Robertson gets a hat trick, and I don't want to forget. Now, what I do on this channel when a player gets a hat trick for a game that I am covering is I will take off my hat and I will throw it at the camera and attempt to hang it over the flash, on top of the flash, over the camera. Now, in all the Florida Panthers hat tricks, I've never landed the hat on the flash. The only time I landed the hat on the flash was Nathan McKinnon's hat trick for the Avalanche a few years ago. So, all right, Jason Robertson, let's go. A hat trick for you? Oh, jeez. So terrible that the hat went over the camera, but it landed like this and it bounced back underneath the tripod to where I only had to reach back. That's terrible. There have been 2 hat tricks this playoffs, and I haven't even hit the camera yet. I'm out of practice. I'm absolutely out of practice. Maybe Kachuk or Verhaeghe will get us a hat trick tomorrow, as long as we win the game. That's it. Short and sweet for tonight, because we've got so much hockey that's been going on. My brain has only got so many cells left. You got to figure Edmonton's going to come back. That was not an ass whooping, right? But it was still very much 2 hockey games, right? I mean, Edmonton came out and they dominated and they got the 2-goal lead, and then that was it. And then they did give some pushback. Obviously, they tied the game, but Dallas just looked a little bit better, like a little bit more hungry for it. More hungry. They looked like they wanted it more. Edmonton kind of started up here, and as the game went on, their energy level just kind of continued to drop a little bit. And one thing I'll say is that, and I've been pretty consistent about this for years, I'm not a huge fan of emptying the net. Now, I know the stats and the tendencies and the analytics and the analytics and all of I know all of those. But to me, like a time like this, if your team is really being able to handle the puck, control the puck, and dominate a little bit, when you've got the skill that a team like Edmonton has, Florida, the Rangers, etc., when you've got 5 guys out there that you could throw out there and it's just like, good Lord, okay? I'm not a fan of pulling the goalie so early, because what you saw happen tonight happens a lot, where, you know, you've got your best offensive players out there, they're being a little bit aggressive, one stick from the defense, and boom, they just throw it down the end of the ice, and they don't care about the icing, because you're already going to have possession anyway, but then the game is over on an empty net. And that's not specific to tonight. I just never been a fan of doing it. I know it ain't never going to happen, right? Like there was the one high school coach that won the national championship, I think, by never punting, okay? So, they're going to take the goalie out. They're going to do that. But just sometimes I think, like, maybe they could hedge their bets on those tendencies and maybe not send the guy off the ice so quick, because so many times early on in the empty net, boom, all the way down the ice, bounces in and the game is over. So, all right, Panthers, Rangers tomorrow. Colin and I will be live tomorrow at noon for the review, and then 1.5 hour before puck drop tomorrow. This was a good game. I don't even want to talk about my Panthers. I don't even want to talk about it. This was a good game. Edmonton, you got to come back in a couple of nights and get this sucker tied up.